Well, I hope you're enjoying Deano's story. I'm going to cut it short so that my intros to his stories are even shorter. Enjoy.
I think what saddens me as well is these are the sort of allegations. So I just want every daddy watching this, every daddy, whether you're a phenomenal dad, whether you've been a dad for a year, whether you've been a dad for 10 years like me, you need to understand the power if your missus decides to take your child. Firstly, there is no law in the UK about parental alienation. If you wake up tomorrow and your missus has disappeared with your kid, and then she takes that kid for 2 years, same as mine, there is no law against it. The courts see nothing in parental alienation. Look it up yourself. They should recognise it, and so should Kafkas. But what they should do and what they do are two completely different things in family court. Let me just give you an idea of allegations that can be made today and totally accepted. I'll give you the ones in my case. My son's mum was completely looked after for 10 years. She never worked. Her and my son were given the utmost priority in my life. Their costs alone were £7,000 a month to me, and I always had to make that money and pay that. I didn't have to, I did it because I loved them. She was my best friend. I paid all of her bills. She had money to have a great life, £1,400 a month just to love her life, do her hair, makeup, all that. I paid everything. And then I had to pay my bills. Yet now, she's made an allegation of financial control. She's never mentioned it, of course, in 10 years. And the courts accept that. And Kafkas take that as an allegation. They can claim domestic abuse. And I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you're really happy now, sitting on the sofa. You've loved each other 5 years, maybe 5 months. You've got a baby, then you're loving life. Do you know, if at any time in your life you sort of went like this, don't be silly, darling, you kicked her up the bum, in fun, they can claim, whether it be now or in 4 years, that that's domestic abuse. They can claim something like, he kicked me once in the bottom. He didn't know, but it's affected me mentally for years, and I'm always scared of him standing behind me. And the courts will accept that completely as domestic abuse. But you can do what my son's mother done, and after 10 beautiful years, you can steal that child, they can steal your child, and then claim the worst thing, which is fear. They can claim, by application to court, that they are petrified of you. Not only her, but your child. And despite no history, no allegations, nothing, no police involvement in 10 years, the system will accept that in full. And I'll tell you how far they can take that fear application, because this is exactly what my son's mother did. 10 days before the final court case, she made an application to court that due to her fear, she needs separate entrances and screens in the court case. It's a family court. The court emailed me what I thought of that. Obviously, I replied that this is the most outrageous abuse of a system I've ever known. She's only ever been loved. This is a completely ridiculous application, and the court should just dismiss it. And do you know what the court said, emailed back? We could apply to the court for her not to have screens and not to have separate entrances, but just so you know, the court could also see this as controlling behaviour. So you can't win. And what I'm trying to say is, domestic abuse allegations, financial control allegations, and fear allegations can be made that simply. Now, as you probably don't know, in the final court case, 3 days before the court case, my son's mother made an application to court that she doesn't even want to appear in court now because of her fear, and wants to appear on video. And that was accepted in full. My son's mother has also said, due to her fear and my son's fear, let's remember this, her son has been totally loved, that due to their fear, even contact centres are out of the question, as they would both be petrified. And that's accepted completely by the courts. So if you're an amazing daddy like I was, who loved your child and your child was your priority, I've always said if I was about to be knighted and my son needed me, the Queen would have to wait. It means nothing. Because those simple applications can be made by any lady in the land at any time to steal your child, and the system is built to then follow through with those allegations. But let me tell you this. As soon as those allegations are made, you're going to be a minimum 2.5, 3 years without seeing your children. Because let me tell you, the system is awful. And it worries me that there are brilliant dads now, young dads, that are just going to face this pain at some point in their life because it's so easy. And the worst thing about it is they need to make them, you don't have to add the fear one, but even if they make domestic abuse allegations, you've never done anything. They are given full legal aid and you get no support at all. It's a very sad, broken, awful system. And my child was stolen, and I intend to expose this system. I really do. At the end of this story, I'm going to ask what we're going to do. Because let me tell you, I'm not going to allow my son to be stolen and these allegations to be made. Of course, the system and the mothers want you to react. They want you to say, I'm going to go and see my son. And of course, they can't wait for you to do that. Because as soon as you do that, you'll never see your kids. And at some point, you realise you are powerless. Because if you go and do that, they will say you're erratic, you're violent, you're abusive, you don't follow the rules. And if you don't do it, you feel like a failed father who's doing nothing for his children. And that's how I feel often. You know, I was there for my son for 10 years. And if he ever needed me, I was there in a second. And for 2 years, I don't even know who he's talking to. I don't know who's mixing with him. I don't know where the positivity is coming from in his life. Because watch the videos, he was just always taught love and positivity. My son's school has only ever written 7 years of amazing school reports about the parents, and yet it meant nothing in family court. So I just want you to know, anyone watching, if those allegations are ever made against you, you're 3 years minimum not seeing your children. That's how broken our system is. It's worse. I can't even describe it. I hope it doesn't happen.
If you like Deano stories and you want more, and you've got stories of your own that you want told, get in contact and we can sort something out.